Hi. In episode 1 and 2, we looked at the realities of snow country ownership and how expanding your search beyond premium resort centers can completely change what's financially possible. Today, I want to take the next step. Rather than talking about Japan broadly, we're gonna follow one Aussie family and imagine how they might actually live part-time in Omachi, Nagano. How they get there, where they shop, how they ski, what happens when everyone's too tired to go out for dinner, and whether they'd still want to come back when there's no snow. Because the goal isn't simply to own a home in Japan, it's to find a place your family genuinely want to keep coming back to. Before we begin, I should explain why this episode feels personal to me. My name is Kazuya Sumura. I'm the founder of Japanoma, but more importantly, I'm a dad to 3 daughters. Our family has moved between Japan, the US, and Australia, and we've traveled to some incredible places together. But the places we remember most aren't necessarily the most famous. They're the places we chose to return to. Crater Lake in Oregon became really special to us because we went back there with a close friend's family. The kids explored together, the adults shared the driving, the meals, and the whole experience. And over time, the memory of Crater Lake became inseparable from the memory of both families being there together. Here in Australia, Port Stephens became another place we wanted to keep going back to. You start to know the drive, the kids recognize the scenery, you develop favorite stops to watch whale migration, routines, and stories. Eventually, it stops feeling like a destination. It starts feeling like part of your family's life. So could Omachi become that kind of place for Aussie family? Somewhere the kids grow up knowing the local supermarket, the bakery, the onsen, and the road to Hakuba. Let's find out. Not in Hakuba, but in a town just 25 kilometers south that many locals deliberately choose to call home, Omachi, also known as Shinano Omachi. Meet Matt and Sarah. Jack is 12, Emma's 9. They've skied Hakuba before. Like many Australians, they fell in love with Japan. But this time, they planned something bigger than a family holiday. Sarah's sister and her family joined them for part of the school holiday. The adults can share the cooking, the driving, and occasional bottle of wine. The kids have cousins to ski with, build snow forts with, and create memories with. And hopefully entertain each other long enough for the adults to finish one hot coffee. Now, Matt and Sarah are asking themselves, we're not moving permanently. We can't, but could we own a place that our family and the people closest to us could return to every school holiday instead of spending thousands on accommodation every year? Notice the question. They're not asking, what can we afford? They're asking, what sort of life are we buying? It's early January. The family lands at Haneda after the overnight flight. Everyone's excited, but nobody slept properly. And someone's already misplaced something important. They travel into central Tokyo and make their way to Tokyo Station. Before boarding the Shinkansen, the kids insist on stopping at a konbini to pick up their favorite onigiri, snacks, and drinks. Meanwhile, the adults are distracted by the fancy bento boxes lining the station corridor. Grilled fish, beef ball, seasonal veggies, rice arranged so neatly you almost feel bad disturbing it. The adults spend 10 minutes choosing carefully. The kids chose the onigiri in about 12 seconds. Then they board the Hokuriku Shinkansen. For the next 90 minutes, the kids eat, watch the scenery, and of course, argue over who gets the window seat. The adults open their bento boxes and quietly agree that Japanese train travel is already part of the holiday. At Nagano Station, they hire cars. You can continue towards Omachi using buses and local trains, and in fact the JR Oito line connects Omachi with Hakuba. But with 2 families, luggage, groceries, and ski gear, Having cars give everyone more freedom. Around an hour later, they pull into the driveway. The mountains are bigger than they remembered. Snow covers the rooftops. The kids immediately start negotiating bedrooms with surprising intensity. Nobody's brought a tape measures, but suddenly everyone has a very strong opinion about floor space and window views. And then something interesting happens. It doesn't feel like they've arrived at a holiday accommodation. It feels like they've all come home. When I visited Omachi just a few months ago, I expected to meet people who wished they lived in Hakuba. Instead, I met locals who'd done exactly the opposite. Some had grown up in Hakuba or lived there for years before choosing Omachi as the place to raise their families. Hakuba is beautiful. Of course it is, but it's gradually become a highly international and increasingly expensive resort town. Fantastic for visitors, fantastic for holidays, but less like the place many locals remember growing up in. Some people joked that parts of Hakuba now feel like going overseas without catching a flight. Omachi felt different. It felt like local life. Families, neighborhoods, local supermarkets, onsens, a town with its own identity. Yet Hakuba was still there whenever they wanted it. Go skiing, meet friends, then come home. That distinction really stayed with me. The next morning, Jack wakes up first. His cousin is already at the window watching the snow. Sarah opens the fridge, nothing. Not even milk. So before anyone skis, both families drive about 3 minutes to Frespo Omachi, the local supermarket. Milk, eggs, fruit, coffee, rice, snacks with a mountain. Then someone remembers watching a YouTuber rave about the frozen fried rice and karaage. Naturally, several bags of each go into the trolley. Nobody wants to admit they are taking dinner advice from YouTube, but everyone wants to test it out. It's an ordinary shopping trip, but somehow it changes the whole feeling of the holiday. They're learning where things are, planning meals, and discovering how quickly 8 people can empty a fridge. They're not only visiting anymore, they are living. The forecast looks great, so after breakfast, everyone gets ready. A glove disappears. Someone can't find a lift pass. One child is overheating before they've even left the house. Another suddenly needs the toilet about 30 seconds after everyone's buckled up. Eventually, both families are on the road. Outside of winter, parts of Hakuba can be reached from Omachi in around 25 minutes. But this is January. There may be snow, ice, and reduced visibility, so they allow close to 40 minutes and drive carefully. That's part of the trade-off. You're not staying beside the lifts, but you can still reach them comfortably, as long as you respect the conditions. The kids ski together, the adults split into groups based on ability, energy, and whose knees are still cooperating. One parent can take the younger kids for an early lunch while the others stay on the mountain. Nobody has to do everything together. By late afternoon, the kids are exhausted. Matt's legs have officially stopped negotiating. Emma and her cousin fall asleep before the car has even left the car park. And they drive back. Not to a separate hotel rooms or resort apartments, but to one shared home. By the time they get back, nobody wants to jump back onto the car and head back out. Unlike Ecoland in central Hakuba, Omachi doesn't always have restaurants and pubs within walking distances. That's simply part of the trade-off too. But staying home can actually become one of the best parts of the experience. Australians already know Japanese convenience stores are impressive. Then you discover a proper Japanese supermarket. There's frozen fried rice and karaage to die for. Gyoza, curry, grilled fish, Hamburg steak, and then there's osozai, small ready-cooked dishes displayed almost like Japanese tapas. Potato salad, shimmered veggies, chicken, fish, surprisingly flavorful tofu dishes. All sorts of things you might never cook yourself, but you're very happy to put in the middle of the table and take credit for choosing. Matt also finds local beer and sparkling sake he's never seen in Australia. He does the currency conversion and laughs when he realizes the 6-pack costs less than 1 pint at his local pub back home. That seems to improve his opinion of Omachi immediately. Rice goes into the rice cooker, someone heats the karaage, fried rice, and gyoza. The osozai goes onto small plates. The kids volunteer to set the table. Then, halfway through, they disappear. 20 minutes later, everyone's eating. No booking, no separate bills, no dragging exhausted kids through a busy restaurant. Just two families sharing food, local drinks, and stories from the day. And honestly, that can be more memorable than another expensive night out. Now, fast forward to week 3. This is where you find out whether the dream actually works. Matt answers emails for an hour. Sarah and her sister walk to the local bakery. One parent takes a few of the kids skiing. Jack and his cousin continue building a snow fort that now appears to have more rooms than the actual house. Nobody has to follow the same schedule. One family can ski while the other rests. The adults can take turns having quieter mornings. The kids entertain each other, hopefully. And everyone comes back together in the evening. This is no longer a tightly managed holiday itinerary. It's simply family life shared with the people they enjoy being around. Now imagine returning in September. The snow's long gone and the mountains are starting to change colors. Perhaps another branch of family joins them this time. The Northern Alps, Kurobe Dam, lakes and forest walks are no longer world-famous attractions they need to squeeze into one ambitious itinerary. They're part of the family's wider backyard. They can revisit the same lake, find a favorite cafe, return to the onsen, or spend the day doing absolutely nothing. Because once the home belongs to you, you don't have to maximize every minute of the holiday. You can simply return. Eventually, everyone flies back to Australia. School starts again, work gets busy, but the kids keep talking about the snow fort. The adults remember the long dinners as someone asks, "Who's coming next time?" They can't wait to go back. Not because of one ski run, not because of one restaurant, because the place has become familiar. The supermarket, the bakery, the onsen, the road to Hakuba. Friends cooking together. Cousins running through the house, their own front door. So could an Australian family live part-time near Nagano without paying Hakuba prices? I reckon the better question is, could your family build a rhythm here that you'd genuinely want to return to every year? Because that's what you're really buying. Not just a house, not even just a location, a rhythm, a gathering place, and the space to build traditions together. If this story made you imagine who might be sitting around your own table, start with the areas section on the Japanoma website. Compare towns, compare lifestyles, and think about the people you'd want to share the experience with. You can also book an online consultation with one of our navigators to explore which area might best fit your family. Before you buy a postcode, choose the life you want your family to live. I'm Kazuya Yasumura, this is Japanoma, and if this way of thinking feels right to you, subscribe and come join a growing Japanoma community. We're building a circle of Aussies who want more than a cheap house or another holiday. People who want to create a genuine, lasting connection with Japan and help each other make that decision with greater confidence. We'd genuinely love to have you join us.